Hello everyone, Dr. T here. In this presentation, I will briefly talk about business ethics through a personal story. Now, reality is no one gets more ethical overnight by sitting in a college class or watching a short video like this one. So you might be thinking why we do even talk about ethics in a marketing class. The answer is not so black and white, just like many other ethical matters. Improving ethical decision making is a constant effort. During your business career, you will face many ethical dilemmas that are disguised. Not because you won't know the right option, but because there will be many excuses to select the wrong option. It will be about a bonus that you so desperately need, a promotion that you have been eyeing for so long, a family matter that requires you to make more money, and so on. It will be so easy to give in to the wrong option if you are not mentally ready for the moment. Talking about ethical matters and analyzing current ethical dilemmas, not just in this class, but regularly, help you gain the mental resilience that you need when it's your turn to solve that gridlock. So when you read the examples in the textbook, visualize yourself in that situation and try to see yourself making the right call. That will be your mental exercise. Ethics is defined as the moral principles or values that generally govern the conduct of an individual. It's not same as law. There will be matters that are unethical but legal and vice versa. But there will always be consequences. Unethical business decisions could lead to eroding customer trust, contaminating organizational culture, or more severe steps which have legal outcomes. Trust me, some students that had sat in your seats have been to jail because of white-collar crimes. So none of us is immune to this, and we should all be very vigilant. I'd like to share a personal story with you guys about my father, Dr. Ümit Topaloğlu. He was a professor of general surgery. During his career, he served as the head of a procurement for a year in the public hospital he was working for. All the annual purchases of the hospital was around $30 million. This was roughly the amount controlled by the committee. It may not look like a high number in the United States, but you have to understand it's a lot of money in Turkey. Turkey is a developing country. Its GDP per capita was around $4,000 back then. And like many other developing countries, Turkey has major weaknesses in its criminal justice system. So shortly after my dad started working in the procurement, he found out something called committee ratio. This was an accepted norm in the organizational decision making. 10% of the purchases would go to the purchasing committee in return for giving contracts to designated companies. My dad decided to make all the bids public and refused to take the quote-unquote committee ratio, that is $3 million annually, which by the way, more than he has ever made in his entire 30-year career. Obviously, he would have had to share that with some people. Anyways, just because he wanted to change this practice, some guys with bad intentions paid a visit to his office. "We are doing this because we don't kill you," they threatened him. And one day, since he had not changed his mind, two guys attacked him in a parking lot of his private practice right after he parked his car. He passed out right there and had to have a serious femur bone surgery due to blows he sustained during the assault. By the way, we never knew none of these until after years. I was in high school back then and he never told us. He told mom to send kids to bed early that day, came home real late, left early next morning so we wouldn't see the bruises in his face. He left the purchasing committee after his first 1-year term and never dealt with those folks again. He's now retired and living with the Alzheimer's disease, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't remember those days. My point here is that obviously when you go over the chapter and read the related material, you will see that ethical decision making will have many benefits for you. For one, it will help you stay out of jail, which is pretty good. And also it will help you maintain healthy and long-term customer relationships. But if nothing else, it will give you a cool story to share with your son or daughter. And trust me, it's well worth it.